Alright, so we're done with the dilly-dallying here. Lies. Oh my god. Anyways, we're going to be doing some fall autumn leaf paintings today. And I figure why not do something different? I normally like to talk real soft with the Bob Ross voice and hope that you're painting with me and it's just quiet. Well, I want to do something different, and how I do something different is I want to talk to you guys more. I really want to express to you like what the whole paint and chill process really is, what the whole brush therapy session really is. So I'm gonna still be painting throughout the video. Hopefully it doesn't shut down because I film too much on this phone, but I don't edit enough. But I really want to share like parts of my life with you in the event that you may feel a bit discouraged or not ready to paint. I know there's people that watch these videos and they want to paint, but they're like, I don't know. I could watch you paint and it's like, I could show you how to paint, but I could also, be a little voice of reason, a little voice on your shoulder that says, hey, if you're ready to paint, I'm here. In the meantime, I could share with you everything in the world about it. So I guess I'll save my talking for the actual paint session. I do have, the date that this is filmed, I have a session coming up in a few hours. Been rehearsing on that. I'm not much of a public speaker, but I'm working on it now that I'm putting myself out there more. And as an artist, as quiet as we are, that's not really the stereotype that we portray ourselves being, but the paint party really helps break down that barrier. So enough of me talking. Let me actually go through my supplies in case you do want to paint with me, and we're gonna get started with the actual session.
Hey.
Okay, so I'm actually trying out these little mics. Also, if this video shuts off, please forgive me. I will talk to you as much as the phone will let me. Just let me know in the comment section. Remind me to continue to push out content so I got more space on my phone to talk to you guys. Alright, so we're gonna run through supplies real quick. You know what? Before we do, I want you to come into this painting, again, if you're painting with me, come into this painting with an energy of, I'm here to have fun, I'm here to have a good time. I'm not here to have an A or be perfect or to have my painting be an exact replica of the painting that I see. No. We are here to create our own experiences and put it on the canvas and have stories to tell about it. You can be painting by yourself, with friends, with family, however you want to roll. Hey, I'm just giving the direction. So, we're here to make happy little accidents, like Bob Ross said. So, keep that in mind. Also, a challenge for you. I normally come across a lot of my students in the past that have always, throughout the whole painting, be like, I hate this is trash, I want to destroy it. And I think to myself, that's no way to talk to your creation in the process. You want to talk great things about it or just be in the moment, So my challenge to you, if you're painting with me, is to not say anything bad about your painting. And I'll give you a virtual sucker as an award. So that works with you? That works for me. We're speaking positivity, love, good vibes, all the hippy dippy stuff. Or you could just be quiet and be in the moment. So that's for you. So let's run through the supplies real quick. You should have a paint palette with all your colors. Also, I'll link supplies in the description so you can paint along with me. And if not, you can save it for reference. So you should have a paint palette plate with the colors yellow, red, blue, white, and black. These are going to be where all your paints will be loaded. And this is the mixing section where all the party happens. This is where all the colors get to know each other. So we'll get more into that in the session. You should have 2 paint brushes, a wide thick brush and a pointy brush. I call this brush Big Ben, my best friend. He'll be taking us throughout most of our paint journey. And this is our itty bitty brush for the fine lines details. As small as he is, I think that he's very mighty for the moves that he made. So I call small mighty, but it's up to you what you want to call it. You know, freedom in the creative process. You should also have a cup of water to clean in between your brushes before you move on to the next color. But before you do that, you should have a paper towel. Paper towel is used to dry the hairs of our brushes so that they're ready to go in with the next color. We don't want our paintings to cry. They're already going through enough painting already. Yeah, that was terrible. I just had to say it though. All right. And just a quick demo how you clean your brushes. Say that Big Ben is looking a little scraggly. You got hella hair on him. Hella paint, my bad. So you want to dip in your brush and you're going to spin him in a circle in your cup. So you want to get off all that extra paint off of his hair and peek him up a bit every time you spin to see if you got all that paint. Then you're going to take the edge of your brush and the edge of your cup to get that extra water off. Then take your napkin and you're going to dab dry your brush on both sides before you're ready for the next color. Simple, right? All right, so I actually have to know what we're painting. So this is my demo painting for the party. So bear with me. I'm only on 11% by the way. Okay, I'm going to give myself not even 30 minutes. Maybe 45, maybe 35. Yeah. We'll see how it goes within that time span. My class will not have to deal with this struggle, thankfully. All right, so working a painting backwards is always a fun little challenge for me. And with everything that I see here, I think the water is the best. The water and the sky, I think, are the best places to start. So I hope so. Okay, I can't waste no time talking about it. You just gotta be about it. You know, you can't be staring at a painting too long or else you start to stop yourself. So I guess I'm gonna just start with the sky. I think that's the best way to do it. So you wanna take, I already started dipping, my bad. You're gonna take the side of your brush with the side of your paint. You're gonna scoop it up. And you don't need to land it on your section just yet. If you do, you can, whatever brings you comfort. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start from the edge of my canvas and begin painting in little curves, little big curves, like you're painting a circle. So we're kind of like painting half of a circle from the side of our canvas, from one side of our canvas to the other. Also, to save yourself headache from dipping into your paint constantly, I like to take a little bit of my water and just dip a little bit of Big Ben's hair in there and then paint the wet brush over my blue while it's still wet, so that way it could better spread. That way you're not giving yourself a whole workout. No one wants to have a workout while they're already painting. It's pain enough you're going through already, literally. So yeah, I'm just like literally not even trying to stress having to figure this painting out backwards. Thankfully for you, you have someone to walk you through how to get through this. All right, I guess I keep going. Yeah. I'm gonna add more blue. The thing too about these things is when you make the demo, you have to figure out how can you make it easier for the other person, the other people. So I'm seeing some, it looks like some dark blue in there. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start making some dark blue. So I guess after you finish this curve, after I finish this curve, I'm gonna scoop up some blue. I'm gonna scoop up some black, like a little bit with the corner of my brush. Then I'll mix them both in a circle on my mixing palette. Again, this is where all the magic happens. The mixing and the mingling and the fine dining of the dance floor. Yes, you can dance and have fine dining at the same time. Whoever told you you couldn't, don't believe them. So I'm taking, I'll say like a third of my canvas. So under half of your canvas, you will want to paint a line across, so that way you know where your water is. Again, like honestly, if you're not painting with me, I don't blame you. You're probably like, what the heck is she doing? She's doing one thing and now she's going to another. I know, it's crazy. But hey, we out here with it. Like I said, we're here for vibes. So I'm just taking, again, if I run out of a color, I just take a scoop of blue and a little bit of black. And just start painting. Even with you know, this is a very interesting painting because it got you focusing on different blues. No one wants to see that. My iPad just told me it's on 10%, so hopefully it bears with us. Hopefully the film in this video also bears with us. So I'm just spreading my dark blue in my circle. And in my water. Any leftover dark blue that I've made, I'm just putting it in the water. And you could do mixes of regular blue or dark blues or even light blues. We'll get more into that in a bit. So I'm gonna take this, keep mixing it in. What's funny about this painting is that there was a different version of it I was given when I first started doing these paintings, and I was full confident. Like it kind of was intimidating at first because this was like, this is the painting you need to paint to see if you qualify to be one of us type of vibe. And it was a very exciting day. I remembered it. It was pretty much like a Zoom call orientation. And they just wanted to see how I painted, how well I could walk people through a painting. And I'm not gonna lie, there were times where I felt intimidated or embarrassed about a step that I skipped. But I think the secret for me was just remaining calm, not letting the current situation I was in take me by storm, and to just continue being my authentic self. That's always hard when, I'm not gonna lie, if you're not a performer like that, believe me, you're not alone. It's like challenging enough for artists to perform for themselves, but to perform for others, that can be a challenge in itself also, especially when they're painting along with you, especially when they're saying negative things about their work and you're having to make sure that they stay on top of just having a good time. I think that's why a lot of people don't want to try out art at first, is because of how intimidating it may look. But I feel like it's the people that go to art school that be making the Michelangelos and you know what I mean, like the paintings you see in the Louvre. If you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, it's a museum in France that I think is on every artist's bucket list to go to, including mine. If you haven't been to, or if you've been to the Louvre, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what your experience was like. But where was I going with this? You're probably playing the video too, like how did she get here? Oh yes, the intimidating part of art. Yeah, I feel like with enough competition that we make ourselves to believe exists, I think the only competition we have is with ourselves and, being afraid to take that leap instead of just going out there and doing it. Believe me, I know taking that leap is not easy. And what's for my canvas though? No, seriously though, it actually took a while for me to even start painting this to the actual day. I'm not sure if that's the artist thing that we procrastinate. But I see it as something being fresh in our mind so that we're ready to take on the challenge of teaching a whole class. As easy as it may look, if you've ever seen me in person, it's not. It's okay. Like, if you're first starting out and you're first getting listening to it, and if you're here, I'm glad that you're here, because I'm here to let you know that you're not alone. For those that are starting painting, you're not alone in this either. Alright, just to give a reminder, I'm gonna make some light blue. So I'm gonna take a scoop of blue and a scoop of yellow. I'm done using the dark blue, by the way. I'm just mixing it in. You can mix it in your dark blue, or you can make it on a separate part of your palette. I'm just gonna make it on top of here because that's what I see. So I guess I probably did this backwards. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think I did this backwards, but we're already here now. Okay, so again, I see that it's getting lighter in the sun as we go. Honestly, this was the first color that I saw, the blue, so we're here now. I don't think I'm gonna have my students paint this painting this way. only for their sake. I think I'm gonna start with the sun first. I'm gonna make it easier for them, because I know I wouldn't want that headache. So I think we're with them for the actual event. I'm teaching 23 people, by the way, and with only an hour and 30 minutes, so it's pretty much like performing in a circus. For the artists, it's like you gotta figure out. Any artists that be walking in and don't know, just don't prepare, kudos and no, and your session came out well. Dude, freaking kudos to you. I want to be like you when you grow up. No, like, seriously. Because I need to know how to paint this. So I'm not giving my students a headache. And this painting looks so detailed. I'm like trying to figure out how to make this painting as easy for them as possible. No, what did I drop? I dropped my nif. In the event I need a nif. Also, I'm trying out these new microphones too. I hope you guys could hear me, by the way. So even with this blue that I made, I'm just adding some light blues here and there. Okay, let's see. And I think we're just going to pan our way up to a lighter blue. So I'm gonna add more. I just added a scoop of white to my mix. And I'm gonna add that into my little sun moon. My bad, it's the moon. Let me not confuse y'all. Yeah, I will definitely be starting with the moon next time. But back to what we were talking about. If I could tell you guys what each experience was like with these parties, like as far as spiritual growth, it's a lot. Like, the worst thing you want to do is repeat the same mistakes, because I know that feeling. It's like, well, what did I learn if I keep repeating the same thing? So I always like to take notes from each. I guess now I'm giving paint party tips or just tips in general for people that are performing their work and doing public speaking. But this is just from my experience. I like to take notes. Also, if you've ever been into public speaking too and have some tips, please leave them in the comments. I think what information you share will really be helpful to another person. But I would take notes, like, throughout the whole process, just to see where I messed up. Because the least you want to do, you just want to make a good first impression. So I guess starting out, I like to wear something formal, not too formal, something like casual formal. I mean, you're still painting, so you want to wear clothes that you could cover up an apron with, but in the event, if you get paint on it, you want it to be like something you could be respected in, like these cute little black pants that I have. I think these work out great for me because they're kind of like leggings, but they're not. They have pockets. They come with a little sash that you could wrap around. Also too, like, back to this painting. And I'm gonna go back to my how to prepare my experiences, but I'm just painting my rays into my moon and kind of painting over it too. Don't worry if there's like a gap in between the water and the moon, because that's where we're gonna paint our tree, so we can cover up our happy little accidents. Okay, so the goal here is that you want to go lighter and lighter and lighter. Okay, so I think that's the lightest blue I'm gonna go. So I'm just painting around now. So back to what I was saying. Yeah, just make sure you dress appropriately. You never know what kind of event you're gonna get unless you know your client tells you, so you know how to prepare accordingly. But some of these events I dress like super casual, but it ends up being a completely totally different event and I dress like a nerd. Like if you ever dress like a nerd, it's completely okay. Also, if your paint drips on your canvas too, that is completely okay too. Like, do not beat yourself up if you got drips. You can use your napkin and dab dry. But yeah, I think we're done with this, like the blues. But yeah, so I'm gonna like clean Big Ben. And again, how I clean my brush, I'm just spinning around in a circle. And I'm taking the edge of my cup and getting the drips off. And you wanna get that extra water. And even if you have extra paint, let you know that your brush may still need cleaning. And remember, it's a patient process. It should also be a relaxing one as well, so don't stress yourself out too much. I say you want to give your brush a good hug with your towel so that you could move on to the next color. So the next color I see is like a purplish, like a light purple. So I'm gonna take the corner of my brush and I'm just going to dip a little bit of red in there and add that into my mix. So you should be getting like a light purple, like a reddish type of purple. So I'm just adding a little bit of red as I go. You don't want to add too much unless you want it to be like more of a red purple, but I like to add a little bit as I go. And then if you want a lighter, you can add more white. So we're just playing around with the colors pretty much until we get that right purple. So I think it's like a pinkish purple I'm looking for. So I'm gonna just, you know, keep adding as you go. It's a patient process. And then you want to continue painting around. It's looking a little bit too purple, but that's okay. Like I said, we're for vibes. We're having a time. Actually, I just might make a pink with my detail brush. So again, you don't have to completely follow me. I'm just like I actually have to go according to this painting. But you can make it however you want. I just want you to feel comfortable in playing around with these different types of paints. Also, I forgot to add the ripples in the water, so I gotta make that light blue again. And then use my itty bitty brush. I didn't even mention that. Take my itty bitty brush, and I'm just making some little strokes, little long lines, short lines here and there to get ready for my moon. So just getting ready for my moon, in the mood, for my moon. Yeah, yeah. No, but like just going back over these experiences, if you don't want to repeat the same experience, if it's not how you want it, keep trying, keep going. If you're an instructor, if you are looking to paint, I would encourage you, like, don't walk in thinking that you can't do something. You most certainly can do something. You may not make the masterpiece that you see before you, but who's to say you can't make a masterpiece of your own? That's what I would say. Alright, I think I'm gonna make a pink. So I'm gonna just do like a white and a red to make a pink. Yeah, that seems about right. Maybe a little bit of blue, so it's like a little purplish. But oh gosh, if there's one thing I could say, is that if you have like a 20-man party, I would still show up like around 25 minutes early if that's okay with the guest that's hosting the event. Only because setup takes a long time actually. I guess for a little person like me, I could speak on that. But you definitely want to consider the amount of guests that are going to be at your event, and making sure that you still start on time. This is an ugly color. See, this is why you want to start with light colors. So I know, look at me saying rude things, but I said it about the color, not the actual painting. I'm still in the game. But definitely want to consider the amount of people that you are going to be teaching and how to accommodate for them. Okay, I think I'm actually good with that color. Make some pinks. Maybe like a little bit of purple in there. I just want to make it pop out. Also too, like, I would just let people say hurtful things about their paintings instead of saying something, because you also don't want to overstep their boundaries, but at the same time you want to encourage them, like, yo, you may say this, but look at that. I feel like it's all perspective how we view what we make, and that we should be more loving. We should be more patient with ourselves, not be so hurtful or say hurtful things, because I guess for me, it just affects our perception of the world. And the worst you can do is say more negative things towards something that, especially, you're putting energy into. I can't express how important energy is. Man, okay, I'm gonna hold that thought. I'm gonna clean my brush. I'm gonna start working on my son. My son's not getting a lot of love as it should. So I'm going to take my yellow, add it with my pink mix. I think I'll make a little orange, but not too orange, like a light orange. And I'm gonna start like painting little circles. So I'm just starting from the middle and working my way out. And I'm gonna add a little bit of white as I go. And then paint more outside of that circle until it's like a ray. I'm kind of blending in with the pinks and all the light colors, all that fun stuff. if you heard any of that background noise, that was my brother. Don't mind him. But yeah, we actually spent a lot of time on this, so we're actually going to focus now on cleaning our brush and get into our trees. I think that's what's important. So we're going to clean our brush and we're going to come back to our flat and then we're going to work on our trees. So I like to start with a blue, scoop of blue. I say 2 scoops because there might be a lot of trees, and a little bit of yellow, and then mix those together in the circle. Then you should start getting some trees. And then I like to paint a line across my water. Yep. Yeah, I'm totally starting with the sun after this because I think the sun's taking too much time. Okay. Alright, and I'm just going to start dabbing the top part of my, you can start with the top. I think I'll make it the side. Like the side of your brush. And you can make the tops of your trees the shapes you want to make. So I'm just using the side of my brush and quick little taps to make the tops of the trees. And then we use the rest of my green. I gotta make more green. Use the rest of my green and paint the inside. So we should have some trees going on. Actually use some water to help spread it. See, look at me talking. Me talking resulted in me getting caught up, not teaching y'all in a timely manner. I'll say that. Okay. So I'm just painting the inside of the trees. I actually like this though. It's more relaxing than having to actually do a slow kind of things today. If you know, you know. I don't ever want to be that teacher, and if I am, please let me know. I don't want to make it feel slow for anyone. Okay. So we're done with that part. I'll say to really make your trees pop out, I'm gonna clean my brush and switch to my itty bitty brush. So I'm going to make more green. Oh, 5% left. That's lovely. Alright, so thing is falling because I need to get that holder to my whatchamacallit, and I can't seem to find it. But I'm gonna get it soon. So going back over my had a little accident. I'm gonna make the same color again. Let's see what I get. Okay, so it's like a orange yellow I had. Too dark. So we want to add more yellow, some white. pops of color doesn't hurt no one, right? And then I'll add some just red, straight up bad red to mix. However you want it to. Little short strokes here and there. You want to give your leaves some life. I know y'all can't wait for the internet. Oh no, we're not doing that yet. You seen I'm having World War II flashbacks with my little things over here. See, because you're going crazy with the leaves. They don't have to sit on the actual tree. Just go off. Just go off. You already know a lot of people when they walk into this thing are gonna be like, I need a greener. Hey, that's not gonna walk in. We here to have a good time. We're here for vibes. We're here for excitement. And just add a little bit of make sure your brush is completely clean from the yellow olive oil so you're not getting a headache. And you can add little dots here. Saying, leave. This is your presentation. They do not have to hang on the branch even. This takes extra attention to color. Don't you think so? If you ever are like going into these little paint sessions, whether it be mine or someone else's that is hosting, you want to go in for the adventure. You want to go in for the excitement. Even if it's not perfect, don't you want to say it was winning and try it? Don't you want to say you at least gave it a shot? The fact that you picked up a brush with leaves, or the fact that anyone picks up a brush at all, that's a big step. Even for me, some days I don't know where to go. I will admit, there are days where I don't know where we're gonna go today. But you know what? The days that I used to, I'm not gonna get it. Not enough people can say that they do pick up a brush. But here I am, here you are. Just know that you can pick up a brush. These few photos of the people that I've helped you kind of just excited to pick up a brush and mix some paint just to be in a whole new place. It's like you get to see people that you get to meet. And I think that's one of the reasons why I started is because the world can be so old and run down. It's like you can't remember, you can't forget that you're on. I'm just glad to be here with you and be part of it. Thank you, and God bless. Oh, don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, all that to, keep the algorithm going. You know how the people say at the end of the videos? Yeah. Okay, I'm over it. All right. Thank you. Take care.